Hi collective, welcome back to my channel. We are about relationships with ourselves first, okay? Because we want healthy relationships outside of ourselves, all right? You could be talking to a Queen of Swords or a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius person, okay? We're trying to manage our emotions so we can identify our intuition. It comes from good health, good wealth, all right? But it comes from the essence of love, all right? Loving self, loving others, loving beings, loving planet, loving God, all right? But it comes from the essence of balancing oneself so you can co-create with the universe, all right? So our first card we're looking at today is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn person. Someone's very disorganized. Someone has a lack of balance because we're looking at the Two of Pentacles. Someone's taking a gamble. Someone's being very reckless. Okay, so we're looking at someone has a lack of balance. So we have to bring balance back into one's energy. Okay, you have to balance the light and the dark, the yin and the yang. All right, the masculine, feminine energy in you, or someone needs to prioritize. Okay, when it comes to balance, all right? Maybe someone works too much, all right, and doesn't have love, or has love and not working. Take it as it resonates, or too material and not in the middle of spiritual and material. So someone feels like maybe they're looking back at an unorganized situation, all right, maybe at work. Someone probably feels very frustrated because they took a gamble, but they're being very wary, all right? Someone's very resilient, but someone's faith has been tested because now you've got to seek boundaries, all right? Because somebody is juggling and doesn't have any balance. Could be talking about Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn person, or Aries, Leo, Sagittarius person. But we're looking at the foundation of someone's soul maybe, or someone's encouragement. Someone's gearing up for the worst maybe, but someone's standing up for themselves. But you've got to have healthy boundaries, especially when it comes to pessimistic people that are very pessimistic, all right? Because it's bringing in frustration to the emotions or someone's wish fulfillment. Someone's wish fulfillment is very disorganized, all right? It needs boundaries because it seems to be a little bit of a reckless situation. Too many gambling when it comes to getting your wishes to come true. Some of you are struggling to find the purpose or the comfort after a loss maybe, but this journey has been a long one for some of you, but you have to use your intuition, okay, to reach a point in your life to bring back joy again, all right? So maybe some of you feel like a profound feeling, okay, but this is a great time to chase your dreams, okay, collective? You could be a Leo person. You could be in that feeling of a Leo person, all right? But you certainly are feeling the warmth from the soul of the self, okay? Some of you, all right, are being very thankful, okay? Because you have intuition, maybe, or thankful because you may be seeing happiness within yourself, or you're regaining your joy again after loss, after imbalance, when someone brings frustration. Some of you have quite a lot of joy and abundance ahead of you, all right, within your direction. Please manage your energy, all right? Be confident, all right? Or maybe someone feels an infectious shine, okay, from one person to another. So just take care of yourself because I can see the energy of a love coming in. But you have to do self-love. You've got to pour that love in you first, all right? So let go of any emotional baggage that might be wearing you down, okay? From being overly committed, maybe to something that was very disorganized, and you had to reprioritize, and you feel like you went for a loss after a lack of balance, and you're probably well overwhelmed because maybe someone took a gamble, all right? But you can overturn that frustration, okay? And maybe you should start pouring that love into you, okay? Some of you are offered love, but you can't force someone to drink the cup of love. Just drink your own love, all right? Someone's going for a tower moment when it comes to their foundation because they're very disorganized. They need to reprioritize their priorities when it comes to needs and wants. Is it the needs that you need to be on to be sucking honeybees? Or is it your needs and your wants? What's your prioritize? Come on, let's start prioritizing big people now. Someone feels very overwhelmed. Why? Because there's a massive groundbreaking change for someone. When it comes to the foundation, it could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn person. But this is happening now or very soon, or did happen. So someone's going to have a massive change, all right? Or someone's in a strike of fear. Why? Because they're very frustrated. Why? Because they realize they don't have no balance in their life, all right? And they created a conflict with maybe a few people. When it comes to the soul of the self, especially when it comes to spiritual warfare within you or and outside of oneself. So there seems to be a lot of tensions at the moment. And someone's probably coming out of their comfort zone. So there's going to be a sudden change for a few people, upheaval, echoes. Maybe there's been a revelation as well. So now they're looking at disaster. Oh yeah, so someone needs to calm the storm and listen to what others have to say, even if it may not be easy to do. But someone's having a realization, someone's hearing someone's voice. So now someone's trying to be more open and more encouraging, more productive. But there seems to be a very high tension in the midst of a conflict, competition, changes. Remember, 5 of Wands is all about competition. It's all about conflict. It's all about people not listening to each other. It's about people not having the ability to move forward. They want to stay in a stuck situation. No, I want to be like you. No, I want to be like you. No, I want to do this. No one's listening to each other. All right. So maybe Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces person feels like the 5 of Wands came from an upside down Empress. Someone that has a very creative block. Someone that feels like they're very imbalanced. Could be a Taurus person, very self and impatient. This is probably how a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces feels, because he was struggling with finding a purpose with this Taurus person maybe, or upside down Empress. Or it could be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius person. So you're seeing a conflict at the moment when it comes to the peace, happiness, warmth, when it comes to the soul of the self. There's too much tension, there's too much people pissing on other people's territory, acting like it's theirs. So now you've got clashing, you've got ego, you've got petty people just arguing over things that don't belong to them, you know, because you didn't want to grow your soul. Oh well, go work on your own happiness. Now someone feels if they move forward away from this upside down Empress, maybe a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn person within this team, they feel as if they'll be more positive, all right? They'll find their happiness and their joy back again. Okay, so maybe everything is coming together, getting rid of an upside down Empress, all right, because somebody's not impressed and somebody wants to work with someone else, all right. Maybe a Pisces person wants to release that fear of being around an upside down Empress. Maybe a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn person, or an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius person, because they want to seek their own happiness, all right. So we're digging deep within someone's feelings. Someone wants to pour love back into themselves. They want to release that fear in the air because they're repressing the pressing button of depression. Now we're looking at someone's emotions. Someone's oppressing their emotions because someone has inner confusion from an inner conflict, okay, because now you have outside conflict outside of oneself. Because why? Somebody does misinterpretations because someone's in the darkness. Someone's very insecure, a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces person, very insecure, maybe around a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn person. Somebody wants to take a leap of faith, maybe an air sign person and a fire sign person. They came and burned down the place and then they left for a new beginning now. There's too many possibilities. Someone's very innocent, a fire sign person and an air sign person. But look at the possibilities, all right? They're being very spontaneous. They've got optimism, okay? But not pessimistic, all right? So now someone trusts their own life purpose. Why? Because you're going to follow the soul of the self. Follow your own inner intuition. You're going to seek the visions, all right? Within yourself, within your dreams, and outside of yourself in your normal life, all right? Someone feels they want to take a leap of faith towards a Queen of Cups, all right? Maybe that was a competition with maybe a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn person, maybe, or Aries, Leo, Sagittarius person. There's no competition when you're dealing with an upside down Empress and a Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is she's very compassionate. She likes to use her intuition. She just has a cup of love for a cup of life. She keeps her emotions very calm. She likes to nurture. She's a healer. She's very emotional. She's very stable with her emotions. Okay. She likes to care for herself and for other people. And behind her back, all right, maybe there was a competition with an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius person, but there's no competition with this person. So they create tensions. So tensions are high, all right? Because there's conflicts. Somebody needs to change the ability to move forward and move out and go away. Someone's looking at moving their emotions because they feel as if they're around a upside down person that is not very creative, very selfish. They lack focus and they're very codependent. You could be looking at a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn person or an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius person. And behind this back of this Queen of Cups, a very loving person, because it's someone you can talk to. All right, someone that will be very nurturing. This is like the mother you want to have. Do you know what I mean? That sort of thing. Or the auntie, you know. But unfortunately, behind the Queen of Cups, there seems to be a confusion, maybe from a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius person. Because maybe his wish was to be with this Queen of Cups, but he went to an Empress. Maybe he was looking more of a creative thing. But when it comes to creation, especially when it comes to entertainment, I don't think these people understand. If you want to be really creative in this industry, you've got to be in tune with your intuition and your psychic abilities and your imagination. So these people ain't going nowhere. So now you're looking at confusion. Why? Because they're not intuitively. Someone has creative block. Someone's not born that way. Someone's born another way, to open up their genitals and fly up the ladder that way. You understand? So now someone's very confused, all right? Because now there's a disaster, all right? Somebody wants to rethink of how to bring an equal give and take, all right? Because now someone's looking at maybe the independence of this Queen of Cups. And that's the competition. They're codependent. She's very self-reliant, self-actualization. She's very self-motivated. And that's where the jealousy comes in as well, from maybe this upside down Empress. Okay? She's very jealous, maybe about a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces woman, a very loving person. Because she's very intuitive, she's very creative, she uses her imagination, she feels maybe close to a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius person, and these people don't have that kind of energy. They don't have that energy. So maybe a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius person, he's very like exhausted, maybe burnt out by the mind, because there's stagnation. Maybe he's thinking of how he can come in and give. Because the secret is he wants to release from a block, or he wants to release from feeling outside in the cold from a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces person. That's underneath that he's repressing that emotions. He wants to come out of the cold. Oh, well, what are you going to do? Stay outside. That's your business. Wheel of Fortune. The wheel's still going to change. The wheel's still going to go moving, baby. Come on, man. You feel outside in the cold, but you didn't mind being outside the cold with no jacket on with the upside down Empress. You're not making no sense, my babes. All right? Don't project over here. If you want to project, go to Amazon or Costco. I don't know. One of those. I don't know. Go to Waitrose. I don't know. And go and buy yourself a projection thing. One of the projection boxes and go and watch the TV on that. I don't know. I don't understand what's going on. So now we have like an imbalance when it comes to planting someone's foundation, or when it comes to working. Because when it comes to work, there's no equal give and take when it comes to this group of people. Why? Because if someone doesn't have that creation, someone doesn't have the focus, someone's more in anxiety, overwhelmed. Why? Because there's too many indecisions when it comes to the thoughts, when it comes to you, everyone having an equal balance, when it comes to uniting. Do you know what I mean? There's no balance, man. It's imbalance. Why? Because somebody's not creative. Someone's just hanging on. Someone just bluffed themselves into a situation. Why? Because maybe God had Fendi Wendy on the back. It looks like, oh, you're so creative. Oh, you got a big house. Oh, you must be a creator then. No, it doesn't work like that, bitches. Please, come on now. All right? Creation comes with with a lack of failure. Too many failures. People, too many. You can't put someone on a pedestal when they got nothing but failures when it comes to their work. All right, this is why there's an imbalance. Okay, because maybe a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn person is being very manipulative, very greedy, and someone's trying to overplan. Maybe an air sign person. You never know. Maybe an air sign person. I had a dream last night. Oh, well, I did. I had a dream. All right, about a pig. Okay, and this pig was like piglets running in a square. Your name could be Barry, Gary, Will, or P, or a G. All right? So I was in this dream and I was walking, and in front of me was a person with a dog, but then it was going to a field where all these beautiful lions are. And then suddenly they saw me and they turned back And then these little piglets started running after me. And I started running to like a grass kind of thing. But it was like a muddy, kind of grassy kind of area with a little bit of a slope. And then suddenly, this pig turned into like 3 little pigs. And then there was a big pig. And then this big pig turned into a man. And it looked like, like a banana skin, but an all-in-one banana skin. He was like, he was like, can I see a picture on here? He was like flat out, like spread out a little bit. Do you know what I mean? On the floor beside the pig pen. And I looked back and he was passed out beside the pig pen. I can't lie to my collective, I'm sorry. Before that dream, all right, just before that, I saw Will Smith, and Will Smith was singing, and he was like in a market, like a fair, it's like a fairground, and I was like a market person or at a stall. And to me, market means you're trading or you're a trader, all right? But he was singing on the mic, and he was very like happy. And as he walked past, he was gonna walk past me, and then he came back. And he looked at me and he was going to say something. But I was like, I don't want to talk to anyone. Like to say, all I want to do is talk to Addy. You've got information about Addy, then I will listen. And apart from that, we've got nothing to talk about. Then he walked off and then boom, that dream came in, the pig. So pig, right, when it comes to the spiritual content, when I looked it up today, all right, it said it symbolizes abundance, which we all know, all right? Because remember, pig, pork, they always say pig symbolizes greed, doesn't it? Obviously, it's got to come from somewhere. You've got to be greedy from something, right? So now the pig can symbolize 2 different things. It can symbolize, especially with the piglet, it's a new like idea or new concept, all right? Or you're looking at fertility, looking at abundance. In some cultures, it says, all right? Especially when it comes to the Chinese New Year, all right, it means like it's bringing in a bountiful year ahead of you, okay? Some people, it says in the folk tales, it says like it's linked to wealth and prosperity, all right? So it can be linked to abundance and prosperity, obviously, do you know what I mean? Because pigs, all right, when it comes to any of us calling people when they're greedy, what a pig, but a pig's got to come from something, or it's got to eat from something, right? So they kind of like represent greed, glutton, or even like uncleanliness. Remember what they said, cleanliness is godliness. So now depending on the culture or your religion or interpretation, pig can mean abundance or prosperity, or it can be greed and glutton, okay? Because remember, pigs have a tendency to overindulge that leads them into being associated with some culture when it comes to greed and glutton. It's overindulgence. Do you know what I mean? All right. Then pigs can also associate with like reflection of someone's desires. Do you understand? Or their habits. Okay. When it comes to excess of materialism. So someone's probably reflecting on their desires, all right, or their consumption when it comes to their habits. Maybe it's based on greed, glutton, over excess, all right. So remember, also pigs are very uncleansy. So some religions as well say, cleanliness is godliness. So now pigs are also considered as unclean, leading to association with like impurity, sin, moral. Do you know what I mean? This is why I was brought up to eat. I wasn't allowed to eat pork. My dad's Jamaican Rasta. He's always say pork is a sinful thing to eat. All right. So maybe we have to understand when you're in greed or over excess, you're sinning. You have to remember that. All right. So now someone's probably reflecting their desires and their consumption of their habits. All right. Or some people, remember this is a whole collective read. Some people are looking at transformation or rebirth, all right? Because also pigs can mean by rooting. Because I did see like no grass, like it was just pavements. And then it was a little bit of muddy with a bit of grass for me to go up a slope. And and the pig couldn't come up the slope. It was stuck down. And that's why there was some man like slumped beside the pig. Do you understand? So maybe someone's looking at the roots or digging at ideas. They're digging at people's creativity. That's their behavior. Do you understand? And this is why it's creating uncleanliness. Why? Because overindulgence. That's sinful. So now we're looking at transformation or rebirth, all right? Or some of you are looking at starting an agricultural cycle, or you could be doing soil fertilization. So some of you could be into farming or agriculture. All right, keep going, but don't do overindulgence. Write your dreams down to get more of your intellect so you can be more resourceful, because pigs are also known for intelligence as well, and to be resourceful, to be on your pork chop. You understand? So they're very resourceful. All right. So now we're looking at maybe the traits of someone, or sometimes some of you are overlooking things that are due. All right. When it comes to cultural biases. All right. That's also when it comes to the pig, when it comes to intellect and resourcefulness. Or you could be looking at a pig as a symbol of someone very young, very childish, or in the era of being that young, starting off that sinful stuff. So please be careful to keep an eye on your children, that they don't go into that sort of sinful situation. Okay, but now we're focusing on maybe innocence or new beginning or a potential, okay, for growth. All right. So now we're looking at the potential for growth, because maybe we're looking at when things are tough, it can seem a little bit overwhelming, but you got to ride with the intuition when it comes to the storm. Don't be too defensive, okay? Because maybe an Aries, Sagittarius person feels within their feeling that they regret being around manipulative earth sign person because they were greedy. Because now we look at the pig, uncleanliness, because they have poor planning. Why? Because everything's about greed. So they become trickery doc. I want to climb on a man's cock to be deceptive and to create illusions, to misuse my gifts. Because we're all gifted, is how you're using it. So someone's being very cunning, okay? Because someone has a lack of mental clarity when it comes to an earth sign person or an air sign person. So now I'm looking at maybe every Sagittarius person is gearing up for the worst to defend. Looking at pessimism as well. Looking at maybe someone sitting under knowledge and wisdom of regret. Okay, but you can turn all your regrets into greats, all right? Because now you've got a special surprise. Yeah, you got a special surprise coming forward to you, but maybe someone's refusing these offers. So maybe someone feels very discontent at the soul of the self. Maybe they feel like they miss an opportunity because there was a stagnation due to someone's greed. Someone's misusing their gifts when it comes to the magician. This is an upside down magician. So now we're looking at maybe someone's being very self-absorbed, all right? Because now we're looking at boredom. We're looking at depression. We're looking at stagnation due to missed opportunities. Maybe this is now causing attention. So now because of this missed opportunity and misguidance, there seems to be attentions are high for this masculine under a tree of knowledge and wisdom. They need to pour that love back into themselves, even though they've struggled with finding the purpose and comfort after a loss. All right, because now probably they're sitting in a journey of regret. All right, maybe they sat there a bit too long. Why? Because the tensions are really high. Maybe you're in the midst of a conflict because someone tried to bring competition, or someone thought there can be a competition towards a Queen of Cups. But someone has the ability to move forward. Or someone has an inability to find a common ground with the Queen of Cups, or with his upside down Empress, a Taurus person, someone has a creative block. Because now we're looking at maybe there was a wish fulfillment, someone struggling, maybe a Libra, Aquarius, Gemini person. Maybe they're with a upside down Empress, creative block, selfish, impatient person, very codependent. Someone's looking at inaction, all right, because they're not creative. Someone has a lack of focus. This is why there's no ideas, there's indecisions, there's faulty logics, there's no communication, there's more miscommunication because there's too much confusion. Someone's creating injustice, could be a Libra, Aquarius, Gemini person, because someone's bloody frustrated with their own creative self. They've got creative blocks. Someone's a failure. And someone feels very insulted because they went to an upside down Empress. That's an insult, you know, especially to a Queen of Cups. That's a bloody insult. So now maybe Libra, Gemini, Aquarius person feels like that's an insult. Hello. But this upside down Empress lacks ideas anyway. Indecisions, or a Libra, Aquarius person. When it comes to Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces person. When it comes to wish fulfillment, to be satisfied and to be emotionally stable. They're looking at luxury, looking at gratitude. But there was an injustice towards gratitude when they had this luxury situation going around. Yeah, because someone's a creative blocker. So now you're looking at failure. And now because they're a failure, they're probably being very insultive. Because they don't want to look at themselves. Somebody doesn't want to be true to themselves to understand that they're not creative. But they like the luxury that comes with it, maybe. Someone's very indecisive. Maybe a fire sign person is very indecisive. Or he bring an indecision, or she bring an indecision. Because now you're looking at fire and air. Air's trying to spread the fire safely. But no, they want someone to stay in one place to burn down the whole place. Yeah, because they're selfish, man. They don't have no creative ideas. They just want to burn up the place for their own selfish needs. So now we're looking at delays. Because now there's information that's overloaded for this team of people. Now they have mental turmoil. Maybe about a Libra person. Now someone's refusing to choose. Someone's exposing lies anyway. And someone's very overly cautious. Could be a Libra person around a fire sign person when it comes to their happiness or rebirth. So there's a lot of happy haters, man. A lot of happy haters. So now we're looking at love. We're looking at, you got to let go of any emotional baggages, all right, my lovelies. You can't make it weigh you down, all right. You need to really start truly living for yourself, but use your intuition. Don't be afraid. This will open up new possibilities, fresh starts, through new relationship. Whether or not you choose to take the cup and drink it, it's up to you, my lovelies, all right? We're looking at spiritual love, looking at creativity, we're looking at new feelings maybe. Maybe looking at spiritual love. It comes from the intuition. Maybe you want a new baby, proposal. Somebody wants to marry someone, but someone has a fear of change. Maybe a fire sign person or Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces person or Libra person. They fear change. Maybe they're looking at this upheaval. It's too damn long, man. They're looking at disaster. Maybe trying to avoid a tragedy. Someone's looking at delays. Or someone's avoiding a loss. I really, really do hope Will Smith is really healing, for real. He just popped up in my head. He gave me a massive smile, like he really wants to meet me. But I'm not impressed with these people being rewarded for bad behaviour. It's our children you're not thinking about. You're not thinking about more your greed, to be famous, to be the one, to be idolised. No one should be idolised like this. God should be idolised only. If you're going out there to be idolised, that's already a mistake for you. This is why we shouldn't call people fans. I don't call people my followers or my fans. No, that's madness. We're gardeners. We're all here to plant seeds. So let's be gardeners, you know. All right? So we're gardeners. And we're understanding that we want to take out all the weeds. All right? And make a sudden change. And it's not going to be nice for some people. It's going to be upheaval, echoes. All right? Or a disaster for some. We can see fire. We can see buildings coming down. All right. That's natural disasters coming from our actions, intentions, and our energy. All right. Remember, we are co-creating with the universe. We have to mind our energy. If our energy is not good, we're not being matched with the universe. Do you understand? It's more in the energy of greed, poor planning, deception. And everything starts from self first. And if we're like this, chicory dickory dock, want to climb on every man's cock. Do you understand? Because we don't have no creative ideas or motivation or focus. We're just mashing up the planet. Then mashing up other people. And then we're just going to keep repeating the same generational curse. That's not fair. What? Because you want a happy time this lifetime in a nice big pool or a big house. It's madness. That's sickness. So now we're looking at different perspectives. Someone's indecision. Somebody was maybe in a indecision, all right, when it comes to the Neptune, all right. Someone's indecision when it comes to their spiritual vision. This is a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn person. because they're very creatively blocked. They don't have that imagination to expand. It's very narrow-minded. So now we're looking at someone's psychic ability, all right, especially when it comes to entertainment, all right, or being a creator on YouTube or anything like that. Creation, you need your imagination. Someone's more into the glamour and illusion. All right. So now someone's in the energy, okay, of feeling discontent. Because now we're looking at self-sabotaging, because someone has a very narrow mind and they're trying to punish everyone else, all right, and make everyone else be in imprisonment with them. Why? Because people are going to be very disinterested when they realize the true mechanism or the true mathematical nature of entertainment or creation. All right. Everyone can create, just co-create with the universe by using the right energy, the right intentions, and the right action. Greed. Gold, oil, diamonds. That's your God, right? Gold, oil, diamonds. God just asks us to be good. G-O-O-D. Take one O out. What do you have? G-O-D. To drive it into oneness. Mind, body, soul, heart. So you can do your divine masculine, divine feminine. There you go. That easy. But people like to greed too much. So now they're going into imprisonment. Imprisonment of the mind. Too narrow-minded. Now they're looking at their own disaster. Why? Because they thought there couldn't be a competition for someone that is intuitive, that is psychic. They thought they can be a rival. But they're not a rival. They only was a rival because a team of people made them that way. Without this team of people being in an illusion to think someone's creative, because they've got a whole load of people helping them with bits and pieces, does it mean that person's creative? No, it doesn't. So now there's unfocused when it comes to this team of people. Not focused. Somebody's probably trying to change their team. All right. We're looking at narrow-minded. And someone's punished now. Someone feels very punished at the mind. Why? Because they purposely bring competition, conflict, rivalry, disagreements. A Taurus person. Why? Because they got bad business deal with a Leo person, maybe. So now they're looking at a setback with a Taurus person. And now maybe a Cancer, a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn person, all in this group, are now looking at this bad business. Why? Because it brings nothing but disappointments, bad financial arrangements, laziness, procrastination, impatientness, and setbacks. Why? Because someone's not growing. Someone has creative block, upside down Taurus. They had a lack of ideas when it comes to bringing in maybe Aries, Leo, Sagittarius person, when it comes to bringing in ideas, when it comes to bringing in new good news, intuitive, the will to drive, you know what I mean? The inspiration, the potential, the confidence, optimism, the action, setting goals. Nope, not it. So they want to start again because there's a lack of ideas coming from a Taurus person when it concerns an upside down Empress, all right? They don't have no soul, it's a shell. So move forward. So someone's moving forward. A Gemini, Libra, Aquarius person wants something new. They're starting a new beginning, all right? He's probably got a hard hot dog on, all right, for this Queen of Cups, okay? He feels very inspired to start again. He feels that confidence from the soul of the self, all right, because he realized in this team there was a stagnation, all right, maybe with a Libra in this team or a Taurus person, and somebody in this team was abusing generosity. Now this Taurus person will deny grants, okay? Oh yeah, they will, or a loan or fraud, all right? But everybody knows and can see that somebody was abusing their power when it comes to Aries, Leo, Sagittarius person because they wanted creative new beginnings, all right? They wanted these good news that came from a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius person that was downloaded from God through a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius person. So a Taurus person came in, I guess, all right? They're going to be denying grants, all right? Someone's abusing their power, being very unfair. Why? Because they created a fake charity. Someone's doing extortion. They will be going to imprisonment, all right, for extortion and for unpaid paid bills, all right? Someone's in debt, earth debt and karmic debt. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn person. Taurus, 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 bloody Taurus everywhere. So now we're looking at releasing. Somebody wants to release, maybe a water sign person, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces person wants to release a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn person. Why? Because they're in fear. They were repressing their emotions. You see, people, man, because someone is maybe popular in your community or in your house, doesn't mean you must put up with their abuse, man. People are afraid to say, oh, guess what? They did blah, blah, blah. Why? Because maybe they're afraid to be in a group. That person can't intimidate you like that, my friend. People only do that. Oh, if you move away, if you say something, they won't work with you. You know, you won't be famous no more. Why? Because they are creative blockers. They hold no power. They hold no power. They're just abusing people's generosity. but they don't have power. They have the goods, but they don't have no power. So now someone fears change, all right? Maybe a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn person, or you're dealing with another Taurus person or a Pisces person, and they're looking at stagnation. Why? Because someone lacks money, a Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo person. A Pisces or Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces person. They lack money. They're broke. So they're manipulating a team of people. Why? Could they have a financial? They have a poor financial control. Poor financial control. So someone feels like they took a leap of faith towards someone that's emotionally immature, insecure. Maybe they had a choice between two feminines, or having a marriage to two feminines. One thought one was unstable. So they said, no, I don't want to know you. Because they were projecting. Maybe had a quick look or 5-minute talk to this one. And then realized from nothing to something, oh, you're unstable with your emotions. Really? But then you're happy to go with an upside down Empress, a Libra or Taurus person for new beginnings, do ideas. But you come up with what? Lack of ideas though, indecisions. Why? Because they don't have no creativity. They're not creative like that. These are creative blockers. Because they don't have no imagination for themselves. They're very narrow-minded. So now instead of looking at their own emotions, they're looking at upside down Taurus or Libra person when it comes to spirituality. They try to project and say maybe an air sign person was emotionally immature, insecure, they don't trust, they're weak, they're disorganized, vengeful, shallow, and giving way too much. Way too much. Maybe to a fire sign person. So he said, all right, let's manipulate and let's go and give it to greedy little bitch Genevieve Nigel. There you go for some of y'all. Poor planning, poor decision, chicory doc, only want to climb on the cock because they were hungry for money. All right? Because these people don't have no creative ideas. Now you ask these people, how did you become EPs? How did you become directors? How did you become producers? And how the hell did you write a book, my lovely? Or even write a movie? There you go. And your creative blocker, please. You got no creative ideas, please. You got no ideas, please. You got pure business failure everywhere. Everywhere. Come on now, let's be real. Someone's looking at a setback now. Maybe this is a setback for a Queen of Cups, you know, a very passionate woman. Now they realize, it was an upside down Taurus that is emotionally immature, insecure, lacks trust, weak mother, shallow, all right, very vengeful. This is what you call an emotional manipulator, all right? You probably cry, and then all you went like, oh, come here, dudums, never mind. Oh, they hurt me. Oh, they did it. This time she did it herself, self-sabotage, did it herself. That one could go in her bathroom, punch her eye and say, this is what they did to me. Oh, yeah. So now someone's looking at a pathway. Maybe someone's a business decision because they're looking at this business decision with an upside down, all right, Taurus person. They thought a Taurus person was loving, communication and all that. No, bad business. Bad business. Someone had a choice for two women they thought was emotionally secure. No, he went to the one that doesn't have no fucking emotions. None at all. Apart from when you open up that leg, she'll give you emotion. Oh, thank you for that Gucci. Oh, thank you for the Prada. Oh, I love the ring. That's the only emotion you're getting, bruv. So now someone's confused. Why? Because it's brutality echoes confusions coming from maybe a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius person or a Aries, Leo, Sagittarius person towards a upside down Empress. Never mind. Because now we're bringing justice. Air signs bringing justice, man. She don't care about you lot's confusions, illusions, delusions. She don't really care how you do your, we don't really care. That's the only emotion you have. No more about it. So now we're looking at cause and effect. Every action has a reaction. We're looking at the truth. Someone's going through their consequences. All right. Now we're looking at a karmic debt on earth and in the spiritual world, because someone lacks responsibility, but we're bringing responsibility, we're bringing integrity, we're bringing fairness, and someone's looking at legal action. Oh yeah, maybe someone you're dealing with is a lawyer or a barrister or a judge or something, and he's been really focused on something else. It's going to come in and create new beginnings for you. It could be a Queen of Cups, but he had work things to do. Even though you should have kind of like pinched her, let you know. But at the same time, bigger picture, which I have to kind of like dig deep into my own emotions for my own masculine, at least it's trained us even more when it comes to our intuition and telepathic communication. All right? Because I'm telepathically connected to a divine masculine, Adiwali Akinwa Abadi. Yes, he's the one who told me go and study gold, black and gold. And when I looked it up, it's is oil and gas, because this is what it's called black gold. And I studied that. I got a degree in that. And then I went on to a master's to do global business. Yeah, go within, people, man. Go within. Go within. So now we're looking at maybe a Leo person has a conflict now because he gave generously to a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn person. They were abusing generosity, they were, with a Leo person. Now there's inner conflict, outer conflict. Someone's trying to avoid a conflict, but no. Somebody probably wants to bring harmony, maybe a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn person. Why? Because they fear confrontation with a Leo person. Why? Because they realize they lack their own competition. She's not competition, man. She's a fool. So now we're looking at maybe a Leo person is blocking a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn person due to lack of money, poor financial control, missed opportunities, all right, financial delays, accesses, okay, and spending scrutiny. Someone is a greedy pig, as we saw in the dream yesterday. Now looking at instability. Oh, maybe we should put a picture up there today then with a pig. You never know, I might put Will Smith up there as well. But I'm watching that one for now. First of all, this first, isn't it? One at a time. Just one at a time, isn't it? There we go. So now we're looking at a situation where maybe a Libra person is going to be denying, all right, or the thoughts of this Taurus person when it comes to financial loss, when it comes to her lack of faith in God, when it comes to the lack of her mindset, lack of intuition, lack of saying, oh, I'm going to be isolated. We don't give a damn. We don't care. Take that worry to yourself. No one cares. Just like you don't care about no one else when you put them through the madness. Now, you want everyone else to be strong or weak within your plan and plotting. Take your own advice, my lovely. All right? So now someone is finding the mental strength to deny. Okay? Because now a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn person is going for a mental breakdown. Never mind seeing a mental institution. That's what you want everybody else to be. Now, what goes around comes around. You'll probably go end up in your own mental institution. And there is reports about Genevieve Nigel having a mental breakdown as well. Yeah, she's a mental head. Lunacy. No, no, no. I don't have no mercy because she knew what she was doing. You don't like to blame everything on, you know, ADHDs, mad people. No, these people intentionally do these things. This is why she needs to be sectioned. She's a mad woman. So the paper was right. That woman is a loony bin. Remember, walk in love, talking truth, be good people. All right, my love?